In the year 2157, humanity had spread across the stars, establishing colonies on distant planets. The Human Federation, an alliance of Earth and its colonies, worked tirelessly to explore and expand the boundaries of known space. Among the many explorers was Captain Nathan Carter, a seasoned spacefarer with a reputation for bravery and resourcefulness. Nathan and his crew were on a routine survey mission aboard the Odyssey, a state-of-the-art exploration vessel. Their objective was to chart an uncharted sector in the Andromeda Galaxy, a region rumored to hold secrets and potential resources for humanity's expansion. The crew, a diverse group of skilled individuals, was well prepared for the challenges of deep space exploration. The Odyssey had just entered the sector when the ship's communications officer, Lieutenant Maria Vasquez, intercepted a distress signal. The signal was faint and barely decipherable, but its origin was unmistakably alien. Nathan ordered the ship to follow the signal, curiosity and a sense of duty driving his decision. As they approached the source, the crew was met with a breathtaking sight. A massive alien spaceship, unlike anything they had ever seen, floated silently in the void. The vessel's design was both elegant and intimidating, with sleek curves and intricate patterns adorning its hull. It was clear that this ship belonged to a highly advanced civilization. Nathan ordered a thorough scan of the ship. The results were puzzling. There were no signs of life, yet the ship's systems seemed operational. With caution, Nathan decided to lead an away team to investigate. Clad in advanced exosuits, Nathan, Maria, and a few others boarded the alien vessel, prepared for the unknown. The interior of the alien ship was a marvel of technology and artistry. The walls were adorned with glowing symbols and intricate carvings, while advanced machinery hummed softly in the background. The atmosphere was eerily silent, amplifying the crew's sense of unease. As they ventured deeper into the ship, they discovered signs of a struggle, scorch marks on the walls, broken machinery, and a few remnants of alien technology. It was clear that whatever had happened here was violent and sudden. Despite the signs of conflict, there were no bodies to be found. In the heart of the ship, they stumbled upon a large chamber that seemed to be a control room. In the center of the room stood a stasis pod, its transparent surface revealing the figure of a young alien girl. She appeared humanoid but with distinct features, luminescent blue skin, large eyes with slit pupils, and delicate, translucent wings folded against her back. The pod's controls indicated that she was in a state of suspended animation. Maria, an expert in xenobiology, quickly analyzed the pod's controls and determined how to safely wake the girl. With a mix of anticipation and anxiety, Nathan gave the order to proceed. As the pod opened, the girl stirred, her eyes fluttering open to reveal a mix of fear and curiosity. The alien girl slowly emerged from the pod, her eyes wide with wonder as she took in her surroundings. Nathan approached her cautiously, raising his hands in a universal gesture of peace. She studied him for a moment before speaking in a melodic, unfamiliar language. The ship's AI quickly translated her words into English. "My name is Samantha," she said, her voice soft but clear. "I am the last of the Virelians, the sole survivor of my people." The crew exchanged glances, realizing the gravity of her words. Samantha explained that her race, the Virelians, had been a peaceful and advanced civilization, renowned for their technological prowess and artistic achievements. However, their homeworld had been attacked by a ruthless alien race known as the Korthons. The Virelians had fought valiantly, but they were ultimately overwhelmed by the Korthons' superior firepower. Samantha had been placed in stasis by her parents in a desperate bid to save her from the onslaught. The distress signal they had received was a beacon left by her people, hoping someone would find and protect her. She revealed that the alien ship contained a powerful weapon, a 24 centimeters artifact of incredible destructive potential. This weapon was designed as a last resort to protect her people from their annihilators, the Korthons. The weapon, however, required a specific genetic code to activate, a code that only Samantha possessed. As she spoke, Nathan and his crew began to understand the significance of their discovery. They were not just dealing with the remnants of a lost civilization. They were now guardians of a weapon that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. As Samantha continued her story, the ship's sensors suddenly detected incoming signals. Korthon warships were closing in on their position. The crew's sense of wonder quickly turned to urgency. Nathan ordered everyone back to the Odyssey, knowing that they were about to face an enemy unlike any they had encountered before. With Samantha and the powerful weapon now in their possession, the Odyssey set a course for survival, unaware of the incredible journey that lay ahead. The Odyssey sped away from the derelict Verilian ship, but the Korthon warships were relentless in their pursuit. The crew worked frantically to boost the ship's defenses and prepare for the inevitable confrontation. Nathan, determined to protect Samantha and the weapon, convened a meeting with his senior officers and Samantha in the ship's briefing room. "Samantha, we need to know more about this weapon," Nathan said, urgency in his voice. "How does it work, and how can it help us against the Korthons?" Samantha hesitated for a moment, her eyes reflecting a mix of fear and resolve. "The weapon is an ancient artifact from our most advanced technology," she began. "It harnesses energy from the very fabric of space-time, creating a concentrated beam capable of obliterating any known material. However, it requires a genetic key to activate, a key that I possess." She held up her hand, revealing a small, intricate tattoo on her wrist. "This is the genetic marker. Without it, the weapon remains dormant." Nathan nodded, absorbing the information. "Can you show us how to use it?" Samantha took a deep breath and agreed. "Follow me," she said, leading them to the Odyssey's laboratory, where the artifact had been safely stored. The artifact was a small, sleek device, about the size of a human forearm, with a crystalline core that pulsed with a faint blue light. Samantha approached it, her tattoo glowing in response. She placed her hand on the device, and it came to life, humming with energy. "This is the weapon's control interface," Samantha explained, manipulating the holographic controls that appeared above the device. "It can target multiple enemies simultaneously, but it requires precise calibration to avoid overloading." As she spoke, the ship's alarms blared, signaling the approach of the Korthon warships. Nathan's communicator crackled with the voice of the ship's pilot, Lieutenant James Carter. "Captain, we're out of time. The Korthons are almost on us." Nathan turned to Samantha, his expression steely. "We need to use the weapon now." Samantha nodded, her eyes reflecting determination. "I'll do my best," she said, focusing on the controls. The Korthon warships emerged from the darkness of space, their menacing forms bristling with weaponry. They opened fire immediately, their energy blasts hammering the Odyssey's shields. The ship shuddered under the assault, and the crew scrambled to return fire. In the lab, Samantha worked quickly, her fingers dancing over the holographic controls. The artifact responded to her commands, glowing brighter as it charged. Nathan watched anxiously, his heart pounding in his chest. "Weapon is at 75% charge," Samantha reported, her voice tense. "Almost there." On the bridge, Maria monitored the ship's status. "Shields are holding, but barely. We can't take much more of this." "Come on, Samantha," Nathan muttered under his breath. Finally, the artifact reached full charge. Samantha looked up at Nathan, determination in her eyes. "It's ready." Nathan nodded. "Do it." Samantha activated the weapon, and the artifact unleashed a brilliant beam of energy. It sliced through the void, striking the nearest Korthon ship. The enemy vessel disintegrated in a spectacular explosion, sending shockwaves through the Korthon fleet. The remaining Korthon ships hesitated, clearly shocked by the sudden destruction of their comrade. Samantha quickly targeted another ship, firing the weapon again. Another explosion lit up the darkness, and the Korthon fleet began to retreat, unwilling to face the mysterious weapon. The crew of the Odyssey erupted in cheers, relief flooding the ship. Nathan turned to Samantha, a grateful smile on his face. "You did it." Samantha nodded, exhaustion evident in her expression. "It's not over yet. The Korthons will return, and they'll be prepared next time." Nathan's smile faded, replaced by a determined resolve. "Then we need to be ready too. Let's get to the nearest human colony and regroup." With the immediate threat neutralized, Nathan ordered the Odyssey to the nearest human colony, New Haven, located on the outskirts of human-controlled space. The journey gave the crew a brief respite, but the tension remained palpable. They knew the Korthans would be back, and next time, they might not be so lucky. Upon arrival at New Haven, the Odyssey docked at the colony's spaceport. Nathan and his crew were greeted by Governor Elena Marlowe, the colony's leader, and a contingent of armed guards. News of the battle and the powerful weapon had already reached the colony, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. "Captain Carter, welcome to New Haven," Governor Marlowe said, her tone formal but warm. "We've heard about your encounter with the Korthans. Please come with me. We need to discuss this situation immediately." Nathan, accompanied by Samantha and his senior officers, followed Governor Marlowe to the colony's command center. The room was filled with monitors displaying various data streams, and a large holographic map of the surrounding space dominated the center of the room. Governor Marlowe gestured for them to sit. "Captain, I've called an emergency meeting of the Human Federation Council. They need to hear about this weapon and the Korthan threat directly from you." Nathan nodded. "We'll tell them everything." As they waited for the council to convene, Samantha took a moment to rest. The activation of the weapon had taken a toll on her, and she needed to recover. Nathan couldn't help but feel a growing sense of responsibility for her. She had lost everything, and now she was placing her trust in him and his crew. The council meeting began with holographic representations of the council members appearing around the table. Nathan recounted the events leading up to their discovery of the Virilian ship, their encounter with Samantha, and the subsequent battle with the Korthans. Samantha provided additional details about the weapon and its capabilities. The council members listened intently, their expressions a mix of concern and intrigue. When Nathan finished, a heated debate ensued. Some council members saw the weapon as humanity's best chance to end the Korthan threat, while others feared the ethical implications of using such a powerful device. "Captain Carter," one council member said, "this weapon could change the balance of power in the galaxy, but we must consider the consequences. If we use it recklessly, we risk becoming no better than the Korthans." Nathan nodded. "I understand your concerns, but the Korthans won't stop until they've conquered us all. We need to use every tool at our disposal to protect humanity and our allies." Governor Marlowe interjected. "We need to take a measured approach. We can't afford to lose our humanity in the process." As the debate continued, the ship's alarms blared once more. The Korthans had tracked them to New Haven, and their fleet was approaching fast. The council members' holograms flickered as the connection was severed, replaced by urgent tactical readouts. Nathan stood, determination in his eyes. "We don't have time for this. We need to defend the colony." Samantha, regaining her strength, joined him. "And I'll help. The weapon is our best chance." The Odyssey and the colony's defenses were quickly mobilized, preparing for another fierce battle. Nathan and Samantha exchanged a glance, a silent understanding passing between them. The fight for survival was far from over, and they would need all their courage and ingenuity to face the coming storm. As the Korthan fleet closed in on New Haven, the Odyssey's crew scrambled to prepare the weapon for another activation. Samantha, despite her exhaustion, was determined to help. Nathan and the senior officers gathered in the ship's command center, the tension palpable. "Samantha," Nathan said, "we need to use the weapon again, but we can't rely on it alone. We need to coordinate with the colony's defenses and make sure we're ready for anything." Samantha nodded, her eyes focused and determined. "I'll do my best to calibrate it for maximum efficiency." While Samantha worked on the weapon, Nathan coordinated with Governor Marlowe and the colony's defense forces. New Haven's orbital defenses were formidable, but they had never faced a threat like the Korthans. Nathan knew they would need every advantage they could muster. "Governor, we need to synchronize our attacks," Nathan said. "If we time it right, we can hit them hard and fast, and then use the weapon to finish the job." Governor Marlowe agreed, issuing orders to her forces to prepare for a coordinated strike. The colony's defense turrets and missile batteries came online, creating a formidable array of firepower. As the Korthan fleet entered range, the battle began. The Odyssey and the colony's defenses unleashed a barrage of missiles and energy blasts, lighting up the void with explosions. The Korthan ships returned fire, their advanced weaponry slicing through the darkness. Samantha finished the final adjustments to the weapon and joined Nathan on the bridge. "The weapon is ready," she said, her voice steady. "I'll need to activate it from here." Nathan nodded, his gaze fixed on the tactical display. "Wait for my signal. We need to weaken their shields first." The battle raged on, with both sides taking heavy losses. The Odyssey's shields were pushed to their limits, but the crew held their ground. Nathan's eyes narrowed as he saw an opportunity. "Now, Samantha!" he shouted. Samantha activated the weapon, and the artifact unleashed a powerful beam of energy. It sliced through the Korthon ships, disabling their shields and causing massive damage. The remaining Korthon vessels faltered, their formation breaking apart. "All units, focus your fire on the damaged ships," Nathan ordered. The combined firepower of the Odyssey and New Haven's defenses decimated the Korthon fleet. One by one, the enemy ships exploded, their wreckage drifting silently in the void. The remaining Korthons, seeing their imminent defeat, initiated a retreat. With the Korthon threat temporarily neutralized, the Odyssey and the colony's defenses stood down. The relief was palpable, but the victory was bittersweet. The Korthons had been driven back, but they would return, and next time they would be even more prepared. Nathan and his crew gathered in the colony's command center with Governor Marlowe to assess the situation. Samantha, though exhausted, joined them, her presence a reminder of the cost of their victory. "Captain, we've managed to buy ourselves some time," Governor Marlowe said, "but we can't keep relying on that weapon. We need a more permanent solution." Nathan nodded in agreement. "We need to take the fight to the Korthons. If we can find their homeworld and destroy their command structure, we might be able to end this war." Samantha spoke up, her voice filled with determination. "The weapon has a secondary function. It can locate the Korthon homeworld. My people designed it to be a last resort, a way to strike back if we were ever overwhelmed." Nathan looked at her, hope rekindling in his eyes. "Can you show us how to use it?" Samantha nodded. "It will take some time to calibrate, but yes, I can do it." The crew set to work, preparing for the next phase of their mission. The Odyssey was repaired and resupplied, and Samantha began the painstaking process of calibrating the weapon to locate the Korthon homeworld. The colony's engineers and scientists assisted, eager to contribute to the effort. As they worked, Nathan and Samantha grew closer. They shared stories of their pasts, their hopes, and their fears. Samantha's resilience and courage inspired Nathan, and he found himself caring deeply for her. The bond between them grew, forged in the crucible of battle and hardship. After days of preparation, the weapon was finally ready. Samantha had successfully calibrated it to locate the Korthon homeworld. The Odyssey was ready to embark on its most dangerous mission yet. Before they could proceed, Nathan and Governor Marlowe convened with the Human Federation Council once more. The Council's holographic forms filled the command center, their expressions grim and determined. Nathan and Samantha presented their plan, detailing the capabilities of the weapon and the potential risks involved. "Captain Carter, Samantha, we understand the urgency of your mission," one council member said, "but we must consider the ethical implications of using such a powerful weapon. If we destroy their homeworld, we risk committing genocide." Samantha spoke up, her voice steady. "The Korthons will not stop until they have conquered or destroyed every other civilization. They showed no mercy to my people, and they will show none to humanity. We must act to protect ourselves and our allies." Another council member interjected. "But if we use this weapon, we risk becoming what we despise. We must find a way to defeat the Korthons without losing our humanity." Governor Marlowe added her voice to the discussion. "We need to strike a balance. We must defend ourselves, but we cannot allow fear and desperation to drive us to actions we will regret." The debate continued. The council members divided on the best course of action. Nathan listened, weighing their words carefully. He understood their concerns, but he also knew the stakes. The Korthons were a relentless enemy, and their survival depended on decisive action. Finally, Nathan spoke. "We don't seek to destroy an entire race. Our goal is to end the threat posed by the Korthon leadership. If we can decapitate their command structure, we can force them to negotiate or retreat. We must use the weapon as a precise tool, not a blunt instrument of destruction." The council members exchanged glances, their expressions thoughtful. After a moment, the head of the council nodded. "Very well, Captain Carter. You have our authorization to proceed. But remember, the future of humanity and our allies rests on your shoulders. Use the weapon wisely." With the council's decision made, Nathan and Samantha prepared for their mission. The Odyssey was fully equipped, and the crew was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Samantha activated the weapon's locator function, and a holographic map of the galaxy appeared, highlighting the Korthon homeworld's coordinates. "That's our target," Nathan said, his voice filled with determination. "Let's finish this." As the Odyssey set course for the Korthon homeworld, the crew steeled themselves for the battle to come. They knew the risks, but they also knew that their mission could be the key to ending the Korthon threat once and for all. Nathan and Samantha stood side by side, ready to face whatever awaited them in the heart of enemy territory. The Odyssey hurtled through space, its destination set for the Korthon homeworld. The crew was on high alert, knowing that the success of their mission hinged on their ability to remain undetected until they reached their target. Tensions ran high as they approached enemy territory. In the midst of their preparations, Nathan received a disturbing report from Security Officer Lieutenant Jackson. "Captain, we found a hidden transmission device in the cargo hold. It's been sending encrypted messages." Nathan's heart sank. "A spy?" Jackson nodded. "It seems likely. We haven't identified the culprit yet, but we have narrowed it down to a few suspects." Nathan convened a meeting with his senior officers and Samantha. "We have a spy on board. We need to find them before they can sabotage our mission." The crew initiated a thorough search of the ship, scrutinizing every corner and questioning everyone on board. Suspicion and paranoia crept in, but Nathan maintained his composure, knowing that they needed to stay united. Meanwhile, Samantha worked tirelessly to fine-tune the weapon's targeting systems. As she delved deeper into the ship's systems, she discovered subtle anomalies that suggested the spy had been tampering with their navigation data. The spy's goal was clear: to lead them into a trap. As the crew closed in on their prime suspect, a young engineer named Alex, Nathan's communicator, beeped. It was Maria. "Captain, you need to see this." Nathan and Samantha hurried to the bridge, where Maria displayed intercepted communications. It was a message from the Korthons, detailing their plans to ambush the Odyssey near a binary star system. "Alex has been feeding them our coordinates," Maria said grimly. Nathan ordered Alex to be brought to the bridge. The young engineer was defiant, but eventually broke under pressure, revealing his motives. He had been promised a high position in the Korthon hierarchy in exchange for his betrayal. "You're a fool," Nathan said, anger and disappointment in his voice. "The Korthons would have used you and discarded you like they did with so many others." With Alex in the brig, the crew adjusted their course, avoiding the trap and setting a new, more secure route to the Korthon homeworld. The Odyssey continued its journey, now moving with increased caution. The betrayal had rattled the crew, but their resolve was stronger than ever. They knew that the fate of humanity and their allies depended on their success. As they neared the Korthon homeworld, Samantha detected a massive energy signature. "It's a Korthon fleet stationed in orbit around their planet," she reported. "They're preparing for an all-out assault on our colonies." Nathan's expression hardened. "We need to act fast. Samantha, can the weapon target their command ships?" Samantha nodded. "Yes, but it will take precise calibration. We need to get closer." The Odyssey approached the Korthon fleet under the cover of a nearby asteroid field. Using the asteroids for cover, they managed to get within striking distance. The Korthon ships were massive, bristling with weaponry and heavily shielded. Nathan turned to his crew. "This is it. We take out their command ships. We cripple their ability to wage war. Everyone, to your stations." Samantha focused on the weapon's controls, her fingers moving deftly over the holographic interface. The weapon hummed with energy as it charged, ready to unleash its destructive power. "Target locked," Samantha said, her voice steady. "Ready to fire on your command, Captain." Nathan's eyes were fixed on the tactical display. Fire! The weapon unleashed a beam of energy, striking the nearest Korthon command ship. The vessel's shields flickered and failed, and the ship exploded in a brilliant burst of light. The shockwave rippled through the Korthon fleet, causing chaos and confusion. "Direct hit," Maria reported, her voice filled with exhilaration. "Their fleet is in disarray." The Odyssey pressed the advantage, targeting the remaining command ships. One by one, the Korthon vessels were destroyed, their defenses crumbling under the onslaught. The tide of battle had turned, and the Korthon fleet was in full retreat. But as the Odyssey celebrated its victory, an urgent message came through from the ship's sensors. "Captain, we're detecting a massive energy buildup on the planet's surface," Lieutenant Jackson reported. "It looks like a planetary defense weapon." Nathan's heart pounded. "Samantha, can we neutralize it?" Samantha analyzed the data, her expression grim. "We can, but we'll need to get closer, and we'll need to act fast." The Odyssey raced towards the Korthon homeworld, its crew steeling themselves for the final confrontation. The planetary defense weapon was a colossal structure, capable of devastating entire fleets. Nathan knew that disabling it was their only chance of survival. "All hands, prepare for battle," Nathan ordered, his voice calm but firm. "This is our last stand." As the Odyssey entered the planet's atmosphere, they were met with a barrage of anti-aircraft fire. The ship's shields held, but they were taking heavy damage. Nathan maneuvered the ship skillfully, evading the worst of the enemy fire while Samantha worked frantically to prepare the weapon. "Targeting the defense weapon," Samantha said, her voice tense. "Just a few more seconds." The Odyssey shook as it took another hit. "Shields at 30%, Maria reported. "We can't take much more of this." "Hang in there, everyone," Nathan said, his eyes locked on the target. "Samantha, now!" Samantha activated the weapon, and the beam of energy shot out, striking the planetary defense weapon. The structure shuddered, its power core overloading. A massive explosion erupted, sending shockwaves through the atmosphere. "We did it!" Lieutenant Jackson shouted. "The weapon is neutralized!" The Korthon forces on the ground were thrown into disarray, their command structure in ruins. The Odyssey's crew cheered, but Nathan knew their mission wasn't over yet. They had to ensure that the Korthons couldn't recover. "Samantha, can we use the weapon to disable their communication network?" Nathan asked. Samantha nodded. "It will take some time to reconfigure, but yes, we can disrupt their ability to coordinate their forces." As Samantha worked, Nathan directed the crew to target key Korthon installations. The Odyssey's weapons blazed, destroying command centers, supply depots, and weapon emplacements. The Korthon military infrastructure was crumbling under their assault. Finally, Samantha was ready. "The weapon is configured. Firing now." The beam of energy lanced out, targeting the Korthon communication hubs. The enemy's network went dark, leaving their forces isolated and disorganized. The Korthon war machine was effectively crippled. Nathan turned to his crew, pride swelling in his chest. "We did it. We've dealt a decisive blow to the Korthons. Now we need to secure our position and prepare for the next steps." As the Odyssey hovered over the ruined Korthon installations, Nathan contacted the Human Federation Council, updating them on their success. The council members were elated, but they also knew that the fight was far from over. "Captain Carter, you've dealt a significant blow to the Korthons," the council leader said. "But we must remain vigilant. There will be retaliation, and we need to be prepared." Nathan nodded. "We'll be ready. With Samantha's help, we can continue to protect our people and our allies." Samantha stood by his side, her determination unwavering. "The Korthons may have underestimated us, but together we can ensure they never threaten anyone again." The Odyssey and its crew had won a crucial victory, but they knew that their journey was far from over. The battle against the Korthons would continue, but with their newfound weapon and the strength of their unity, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With the Korthon threat temporarily neutralized and their homeworld's defenses crippled, the Odyssey began its journey back to New Haven, bearing the weight of their hard-fought victory. The crew, though exhausted, were filled with a renewed sense of hope and determination. Nathan and Samantha stood on the bridge, watching the stars blur past as they traveled through hyperspace. As they approached New Haven, the sight of the bustling colony brought a wave of relief. The Odyssey docked, and Nathan, Samantha, and the crew were welcomed back as heroes. Governor Marlowe met them at the docking bay, her face beaming with pride. "You've done it, Captain," she said, shaking Nathan's hand. "The Council is waiting to hear your report." Nathan nodded. "We'll debrief immediately, but first, we need to ensure that Samantha receives medical attention. The strain of using the weapon has taken a toll on her." Samantha smiled weakly. "I'll be fine, Nathan. We have more important matters to discuss." Despite her protests, Nathan insisted, and Samantha was taken to the colony's medical facility for a thorough checkup. Meanwhile, Nathan and his senior officers headed to the council chambers, ready to relay the details of their mission. The holographic forms of the Human Federation Council members flickered to life, filling the room with an air of anticipation. Nathan stood at the center, recounting their journey, the battles fought, and the final destruction of the Korthon defenses. "Captain Carter, your actions have brought us a significant victory," the council leader said. "But we must remain vigilant. The Korthons are wounded, but not defeated. We need to fortify our defenses and prepare for their retaliation." Nathan nodded. "I understand. We have dealt them a severe blow, but the fight is far from over. Samantha's knowledge and the weapon she brought with her will be invaluable in the battles to come." As the meeting concluded, Nathan returned to the medical facility to check on Samantha. She was sitting up in bed, looking much better after some rest and treatment. She smiled as Nathan entered the room. "The doctors say I'll be fine," she said. "Just need to take it easy for a while." Nathan sat beside her, taking her hand. "You've been incredible, Samantha. We couldn't have done this without you." Samantha squeezed his hand gently. "We did it together, Nathan. And we will continue to fight together. The Korthons will not stop, but neither will we." Over the following weeks, New Haven and the other human colonies worked tirelessly to fortify their defenses. Engineers and scientists studied the Virelian weapon, seeking ways to enhance and replicate its technology. The Human Federation began to build alliances with other alien races, united by the common threat of the Korthons. Samantha became a key figure in these efforts, sharing her knowledge and experience with the Federation's brightest minds. Her presence inspired hope and determination among the people, and she quickly became a symbol of resilience and unity. Nathan and Samantha's bond grew stronger with each passing day. They shared a vision of a future where all races could live in peace, free from the tyranny of the Korthons. Together, they led missions to strengthen their alliances, negotiate peace treaties, and prepare for the inevitable battles ahead. One evening, as they stood on a balcony overlooking the vibrant colony of New Haven, Nathan turned to Samantha. "We've come so far, but there's still so much to do." Samantha nodded, her gaze fixed on the stars. "Yes, but we have the strength and the will to face whatever comes. As long as we stand together, we can overcome any challenge." Nathan smiled, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and admiration for the alien girl who had become his closest ally and friend. "To a new dawn, Samantha. For all of us." Samantha turned to him, her eyes shining with determination. "To a new dawn, Nathan." As they looked out at the stars, they knew that the road ahead would be difficult and fraught with danger. But they also knew that they had the power to shape their destiny and create a future where all beings could live in harmony. Together, they would face the challenges ahead, united by their shared purpose and unwavering resolve. And so the story of Nathan, Samantha, and the crew of the Odyssey continued, a tale of courage, hope, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity and its allies. They had shown the galaxy that even in the darkest times, light could prevail, and a new dawn was always possible.